You ever have that feeling? You hit a major goal, you reach the top of your own personal mountain, and then you realize, wait, this isn't the end of the journey. In fact, it's just the beginning. Well, that's exactly where we find the philosopher prophet Zarathustra today. We're going to dive into this huge moment of decision for him. And trust me, it's about way more than just a guy coming down from a mountain. It's about a total shift in how we think about what our lives even mean.
All right, so picture this. It's dawn. We're way up high on a mountain peak. And Zarathustra, he steps out of his cave after a full decade of solitude. He looks at the rising sun, and he's not praying to it like some god. Nope, he talks to it like an old friend, an equal. He sees himself in that star, both of them just overflowing with so much light, so much energy, that they're practically about to burst.
So yeah, for 10 years, this mountain has been his sanctuary. It's his whole world, right? A place of total peace, deep thought, spiritual fulfillment. He's literally and figuratively at the top. But here's the thing we're about to see. That perfect peace can start to feel like a prison. And the top, well, it can get pretty lonely.
Now, he's not totally alone up there. He's got these two companions with him, an eagle and a serpent. But really, they're just parts of him. The eagle, that's his pride, his big picture vision. And the serpent, that's his wisdom, all coiled up and close to the earth. Together, they kind of represent his whole deal. He's complete.
But there's a problem. That very completeness, that feeling of being totally fulfilled, it's turned into a kind of cage. All that wisdom he's gathered has become this heavy weight. And that pressure building up inside him, well, that's his call to adventure. It's the thing that's going to push him right out of his comfort zone. And I love this metaphor he uses. Honey is sweet, right? It's the reward for all that hard work. But imagine having too much honey. It just becomes this sticky, heavy mess. That's Zarathustra. He's basically drowning in the very wisdom that used to nourish him.
I mean, think about it. What's the point of having a treasure chest if you just keep it locked up in a cave forever? Wisdom isn't something you can just hoard. It's got to be more like a river, always flowing. If you just keep it all to yourself, it goes bad, it stagnates, and eventually the pressure will just break you. It has to be shared to even stay alive.
So his decision to come down from the mountain, this is way more than just a physical trip. It's a full-blown philosophical revolution. To do this, he has to basically go head-to-head with an entire way of thinking, a worldview that's personified by this character he calls the Forest Saint, a guy who teaches that, this life is just a waiting room for whatever comes next.
So you've got these two totally opposite ideas clashing, right? On one hand, the saint says, just get through this life, suffer through it, the real reward is in the afterlife. But Zarathustra, he comes in and says, no, you've got it all wrong. For him, all the meaning, all the value, all the beauty, it's right here, right now, in the mess and struggle of this life.
And this next part, this is absolutely key. He makes it clear he's not some savior coming to promise everyone an escape to paradise. His whole mission is to be a restorer. He wants to get people to stop looking up at the heavens for answers and start looking down at the earth, at the incredible value of this life in this very moment.
Okay, so he's rejecting the whole heavenly promise thing. So what's he offering instead? We've seen what he's against. Now let's dive into what he's for. This radical new idea he calls the meaning of Earth.
Which brings us to the big question, right? What in the world is the meaning of Earth? What is he actually talking about? And spoiler alert, it's not some secret place or a buried treasure. It's a whole new way of living.
So here's the core of it. The meaning of Earth is all about committing to this life, right here, with all its terrifying, beautiful, and fleeting moments. It means embracing everything, the joy, the sorrow, the beauty, the pain. It's the belief that our purpose isn't to just sit around waiting for some reward after we die. It's to actively create meaning and value from our own potential, right here, right now.
And man, this next image he uses is just so perfect. Think about a tightrope walker. His goal isn't just to get to the other side. The whole point, the meaning, is in the act of walking that rope. It's in the courage it takes to cross that terrifying gap, to be a bridge from who you are to who you could become. The struggle itself is the meaning.
And let's be clear, he's not pulling any punches. He's here to smash those old ideas that promise some kind of eternal comfort. And in their place, he offers something that's, a lot harder, but also way more powerful. He offers the chance for us to create something beyond ourselves.
So the decision is made. His philosophy is clear. Zarathustra is finally ready. He's about to begin his descent, but he sees it not as a fall from grace, but as the greatest gift he could possibly give to humanity.
You know that overflowing cup we talked about?
Well, it wants to be empty again. The wisdom he gained all alone now has to be poured out. It's a cycle. The cup has to be emptied so it can become a river for everyone else.
And that star, that burning eye he greeted at the beginning, it's not happy just shining from millions of miles away anymore. It wants to come down, to be a part of things. It wants to become earthly, real, and tangible.
And this is crucial. He isn't going down because he has to, or because he's desperate. He is choosing to go down, to say a big, loud yes to life, to embrace the very struggle and pain that so many other philosophies try to run away from. He's going down to bless the struggle.
And then comes his final declaration. As he literally steps out of his sanctuary, he makes his loyalty perfectly clear. He says, this journey, this downgoing, isn't for some god in the sky or for a promise of an afterlife. It is for the meaning of the earth.
So that kind of leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? If Zarathustra is right, if meaning isn't something you just find, but something you have to build yourself, then what's the abyss you're trying to cross? What's the bridge that you are building in your own life?